Once again, it's on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Central Ohio Boys Basketball Weekly Recap. I am your man, Coach T. And as always, this is presented by I-70 Entertainment. And without further ado, let's get straight into this action from last week. On Monday, we saw Reynoldsburg going down to my part of the state. Troutwood, which is a suburb of Dayton, Ohio. I live right around the corner from Troutwood. Always has some teams down there, and this year's no different. But we saw Reynoldsburg going there and coming back with a victory. Tough victory against a tough team. Reynoldsburg is starting to turn the corner. Reynoldsburg came away with the win 78-70. Also, Monday, we saw Columbus Academy traveling to play Bishop Watterson. And Columbus Academy, this is their Central Catholic League week. They have a couple of tough games. They had a couple of tough games against them. And this first game, they won, low-scoring battle. They defeated Watterson 38-36. Now, on Tuesday, we saw my number one team in the area, definitely in the state Division II, Westerville North. Westerville North visited Pickerington Central. Big matchup, big game, close game throughout. Westerville North pulled away a little late, but Pick Central made it look good in the paper. Westerville North came away with the victory, 72-67. Also Tuesday was a tough division battle. You know, been keeping my eye on Westland. They're a team, most improved team, obviously, this year. Again, Coach Joe Jackson done a great job with those guys. And they played a Division IV Big Walnut. Big Walnut, we know they played a tough schedule, so their record is not indicative of the type of team they are. And Westland came away beating Big Walnut in Sunbury, 60-58. That's a big win for them. Wednesday, I told you Columbus Academy, they were on their Central Catholic League tilt this week. And the second game was again at DeSales. So they traveled to both teams and once again came away with a 2-point victory, 46-44, Columbus Academy. Thursday, Battle of the East Side. I told you about that. A lot of people might have overlooked this game, but it was tightly contested. Eastmore was down going into the fourth. Came away with a 6-point victory, 65-59 at East. Big victory for the Warriors. Now, Friday, we had quite a few games we were looking at. We had, first of all, in the battle for the top in the Central Catholic League, Bishop Watterson versus Bishop Hartley. The winner is the winner of the league champion. And Bishop Hartley in another low-scoring game. That's what Watterson's going to do. Coach Lombardo is going to control the clock, control that rock. They take care of it. Hartley came away with the big victory. Congratulations to them. 38-34. Great job. We had another division rivalry. Reynoldsburg traveling down 256 to take on Pickerington Central. Pickerington Central had a tough week. Tough games and tough results. Reynoldsburg, again a tight game, but pulled away big late, won 88-73. And in our third game that we were looking at last Friday, was Hilliard Bradley versus Dublin Kaufman. Hilliard Bradley continues to roll. Hilliard Bradley 62-50. They are going to make some noise in the tournament. I'm expecting them to, but you know, the tournament is a tournament. This is exciting. Now, Saturday, we had the city championship game with the winners of the North, Centennial Stars, taking on the winners of the South, the Africentric Nubians. And again, this was a tie game, 26-25 at the end of one. I want to say 40-36 at the end. Don't get me wrong, my bad. 26-25 at the end at halftime. Then we had I want to say 40-36 at the end of the third. So again, these guys were battling, And in the fourth quarter, you saw the experience of Africentric take over. They started on a 5-0 run to start the fourth, and they just continued their run. Um, big game by Josh Smith. Man, 29 and 12. Come on, man. In the city. Come on, man. Come on. That's what people talk about for ages. You remember that boy put on that performance inside, outside, whichever way you wanted him to give it to you, he gave it to him. He was huge for him. The wrong with Deron Gay. I don't know his numbers. I don't think there was a lot, but he did everything. He really played strong. Those two guys, especially, they were not going to let Africentric lose. And Africentric wins the city championship 65-51. And the final game we wanted to see, big Division II matchup as far as the state goes. You had the Westerville North Warriors versus the Lima Senior Spartans in Lima. Westerville North, I saw my man TC, Tony Cornett Jr. say the road goes through us. You can't argue. 69-66. Great job. You had those juniors leading the way, Tyson Perkins and Tony Cornett III. Both of them had 18 points. I told you. They got so many ways and so many people who can put that ball in the bucket. They are hard to stop. This is exciting now, man. It's tournament time, baby. One and done. So you can have the best of regular seasons. You have one bad game and it's over. And you can have one of the worst of seasons and you can go on a run and make history. So this is an exciting time of the year, man. But right now, you know what it is. About to bring my guy Steve Blackledge in. We're going to discuss our top 10s. And then we're also going to give our talking about some of these first round matchups we have in the state tournament, Central Ohio area. So stay tuned and, of course, check it out. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. And once again, we got my guy, your guy, everybody's guy, Steve Blackledge here. Steve, what's going on? How we doing?
Pretty good. I don't have any women that call me their guy, though. So unfortunately, unless you're advertising for me.
Yeah, whatever you need, I got you.
Oh,
Okay.
they got to be
Hey,
pretty
let's get.
desperate, man, at my age.
No, don't play yourself, Steve. Don't play yourself. Don't do that. All right, now let's get to this top 10, man. Before we get to these few tournament games we got coming up, and we can get in and get out.
Sounds good.
So I'm gonna go first. Well, this is the last one, final one. So go ahead and go first, Steve. You've been
All
first
right.
most of the year.
We had just about the same 10 last week anyway.
Yep.
We'll go Westerville North 1, Hilliard Bradley 2, Newark 3. Been the same three in some sort of order all year long. We'll go with Olentangy number 4. Move Reynoldsburg up to number 5. Kaufman 6. Hartley 7. Africentric 8. Columbus Academy 9. And I'll give the number 10 to Watterson.
Got you.
What do
Got
you
you.
think?
Yeah, I think. Oh man, you can't go wrong. But mine differs a little bit.
Okay.
I'm saying with you, top 2, Westerville North and Hilliard Bradley, but I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. These guys are turning the corner here, and they just beat Newark to split with them. So I'm going Reynoldsburg 3, Newark 4, Olentangy 5. Then I have Bishop Hartley 6, um, Columbus Academy 7, Olentangy Orange 8, Dublin Kaufman 9, and I threw a flyer out here. I have Licking Heights at 10.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
so
I skipped
I
I
threw a
skipped
flyer out there.
Olentangy Orange, but yeah, they're
I
definitely they're definitely one of those. Yeah, Gahanna
I
would
know
be
you
another
did.
one that I think is playing pretty well right now. So yeah,
Hannah.
there are a few of them in there that'll be threats in the tournament that we didn't mention.
Right, right. Oh, absolutely. I mean, and Africentric, they played a good ball game Saturday. They could have been up there. I really didn't think to put them up there, but I'm throwing Licking Heights a bone, man. They've been pretty solid. Although they did take a tough one at Watkins Memorial late in this season, they have pretty much dominated that league this year.
Right. Well, they're the
Hmm.
biggest school. They should. So they're
Right.
like about the only Division II school I think in that league. So next to Watkins. So
Okay.
yeah, that's yeah, that will be interesting. They've had a nice season for sure.
They have, and they got a tough game this week too. Tuesday, the
Yeah, they go to
Battle of the.
Reynoldsburg they go down
Uh,
the street, right down the street to Summit Station down
absolutely.
there.
Yeah.
In fact,
Yeah.
those school districts are like you can look out the Reynoldsburg new gym, and it's actually you can look out into that field, and that's Licking Heights boundary. So
Hey,
they're within like almost 200 yards of the boundaries, school boundaries out there, which is
right.
kind of interesting.
No,
But
it really is. Because I have a buddy whose nephew. They live in Reynoldsburg, but he goes to Licking Heights. So
okay,
this, I mean, yeah. So it's crazy, but that will be an interesting game. We'll see if Licking Heights can keep up.
well, Gahanna plays Westland tonight on a Monday, which might be a decent game. Those are two teams that have had nice seasons, and then yeah, we got Walnut Ridge at Orange on Tuesday.
Hmm.
Be some good players in that one, and then I see Mount Gilead and Fredericktown are playing, and Fredericktown's 20-0. They're trying to keep their unbeaten alive, and Mount Gilead 16-4. So that'll be a pretty good game there. And then
Now, where's that being played at?
that is at Fredericktown,
Oh, that's tough.
home of the Freddies. And
Fredericktown
then I
Freddies.
believe we got Westland and Olentangy Berlin going on Tuesday as well. Uh, yeah, Westland's playing a couple tough games in a row, and
Yeah, they going back to back, huh?
then the only thing I see on Saturday will be Mount Gilead and Fairbanks, and Fairbanks has had a real nice season too. So they're 20-2, and Fredericktown 20-0.
Mhm.
So that's going to be a heck of a small school game there on
Now,
Saturday. So
now, who was that Saturday again?
Mount Gilead,
Uh huh.
who's 16-4 against Fairbanks, who's 20-2. So
So
that'll be a
Mount Gilead has a tough week, huh?
yeah, they do. Fredericktown and Fairbanks. Yeah.
Oh, and that's in the tournament. That's starting off the tournament.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I
That's
didn't
a
even notice
sectional
that.
final.
All right.
Yeah, so that's a tough one. Huh?
I saw that on
Now
my list.
where's
I didn't realize that was a tournament game. But yeah, that's a real good first round game.
now tell me some. Where is Fairbanks?
Fairbanks is in Milford Center. It's up kind of near Marysville. There's a lot of
Okay,
golf courses up there. If you've ever driven around Fairbanks, there's a lot of golf courses out there. Milford Center.
okay. So it's going towards Marysville around.
It is going towards Marysville. Yeah, it's out. I wish I could describe exactly where it is. I have covered a game there before, believe it or not, but uh,
Right. Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt
it's it's out
it.
there.
It's not too many schools that you have not been to
That is
cover a game,
true.
has it?
That is true. I think I have been to probably. Yeah, I'm sure I have been to all the schools at least once. You're right. So
Absolutely. Yeah, you were in it long enough, man. You had to see everybody.
that was before you could click on your phone and it'll tell you where to drive. I had to
Oh,
actually have a map out a few times to get to
hey,
some of these schools. So
now I know how that is. Either you're going to go MapQuest online, or you had to go to AAA get the trick tick. I know how that was.
sometimes I even got to go up into all those Olentangy schools and I got to go into my map quest because it'll tell me where the traffic is.
Right,
Sometimes it'll take me different routes because of how big the traffic is at rush hour. I'm going to a
right.
game, so
Right. I got you. I got you. I got you. So, Coach, I mean, this is an exciting time, and you said the girls are in the districts this week already.
they are. Their
And
district finals on Saturday at the barn. So it's going to be a busy
Okay.
barn the next like 3 weekends. So
Yeah, one of
yeah,
the greatest places. Oh, I love
yeah,
it.
I'm glad we returned there. It's a good place to have it. I like it a little better than Ohio Dominican, although they're having some games
Hmm.
too. They're holding
Hmm.
some district finals and regional games. But
Right.
yeah, it's nice to play there. It's got a lot of at least us older people. We got memories and stuff from the place, and it's just
Absolutely.
it's nice to be able to stretch your legs out and not be have somebody breathing down your neck like it was at Ohio
Right.
Dominican.
Absolutely. I know how it was. Yeah, well, okay. Well, we got like I said, this is the first week of the tournament action. Some, deep Division One, some are finishing up regular season. So next week we really going to get it ramped up.
Yeah, I've got to look at the brackets. I actually printed them out and I've got them right in front of me. But the in Division One, I think the most glaring thing that stands out, and it's not a surprise, is that teams jumped on Olentangy in the upper bracket. Olentangy
True.
took the bye, and in fact, their coach talked to me about this the other night. I covered their game. I think he called themselves a low hanging fruit. That he thought all the other teams were going to jump on them because they thought they were overrated. And it turns
Right.
out Olentangy Orange, who beat them by a couple points just a couple weeks ago, and Newark are both going to be in that little mini bracket there. Uh, so Orange and Olentangy would play each other in the district semifinal. And that would be an interesting rematch from the game a couple weekends ago. Now I've seen
Oh,
Olentangy, and I've seen them a couple times, and I really wouldn't say that they're overrated. I think they're pretty good. They play well together, and they've been without like the 6'9" center, Jackson Mangum. He's been out for like 10 games now with a knee injury, but he is coming back for the tournament. I've
oh,
seen him
he's coming.
warming up.
Oh,
I've
oh,
seen him bet warming up the last couple games. I think they're just being careful
ooh,
with him, but he'll be back for that
ooh,
Olentangy rematch. So that'll be interesting. And then,
absolutely.
yeah, we see not really too many other big surprises. I mean, some of the district semifinals or district finals are going to be. I think are going to be pretty interesting. I go down to
Hmm.
the lower bracket. I think with Upper Arlington and Pick Central are in the same bracket. That ought to be a nice district final,
Right,
potential district final. And
right, right, right.
Kaufman
Yeah,
plays Berlin, and the Coughlin plays Berlin, and then they play Westland. The winner of that one. That's a pretty good little three. Pretty good little three hole there.
yeah.
So people stayed
Yeah,
away
you,
from Reynoldsburg. I noticed in the bracket, everybody stayed away from Reynoldsburg. So they obviously are well aware of the talent that they have and the pedigree after making that run last year. So they look like
absolutely, and they're playing strong. So
they
they
are.
see how they see how they've been playing, man, and they understand, like you said, the talent, and it's starting to come together. So yeah, I understand that. They're some of those teams, they want to try to win a district.
Yep, that is true. It's funny that I did some research on Olentangy the other night because I did cover their game Friday against Berlin, and they have not. They're going for the all-time record for school wins, and their school's like 70 years old, and they are within like one game of the school record at 19-2. They'll probably go 20-2 on Tuesday. They got one more game, and then they 21
Hmm.
and 2 is the all-time record at the school, and they've only won
Mm.
one district championship ever in the school history, and that was in 1991. So they're
So
in a whole group of blue bloods, they're the ones that haven't done it. So that's another of the reasons that a lot of teams are probably jumping on them because they really haven't
so
had that
so you
postseason success.
so you said 21 wins is the record,
Yeah, and
and you
believe it
know
or
who
not,
that
that
20
was the first year that Olentangy School was opened. They had been a
is that
bunch of
right?
small little communities that became the big
Hmm.
Olentangy in 19 whatever year that was 54, and
Okay.
and then everything changed. The district got so big they fanned back out in Ford Moore High School. So
Hmm.
that's pretty
Absolutely.
interesting. And believe it or not,
Absolutely.
I know a guy that was on that first team that went 21-3. He's 89 years old and he's still alive. He's one of my friends, believe it or not.
Oh,
So
is that right?
yeah, I told Coach Fiesel about that, and I think he may have him talk to the team on Tuesday night at up at Delaware. Hayes, he lives right across the street, and he may walk
Oh,
in the
okay.
locker room and talk to the kids. that would be kind of
That
interesting
would
to
be
see something that
that'd
happened
be
70 years
special.
ago.
That'll be special. That'll give them 28. And you know who they will have to beat to tie the record is
Orange,
Olentangy Orange.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that could be a really good district final
Oh,
next Saturday. Next Saturday,
oh,
with
oh,
Orange and
yes.
Olentangy. I think that'll be one of the more attractive ones. Potentially, Newark would probably play Gahanna on paper at least in one district
Mm-hmm.
final. Bradley would
Mm-hmm.
probably play Grove City in another one, and you think
Right.
Reynoldsburg would probably play maybe Pick North or Jerome. I don't know. Either one of those teams is doing that great this year.
Right.
Kaufman, Kaufman and Westland would probably play in another district final, and then it'd probably be Upper Arlington against Pick Central in the other one. That's my, on paper, that's
Right.
how they all should turn out, but you never know.
Right. Right.
So
Right. Yeah. 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 We would definitely get into that next week as they have their district semis Tuesday and the district finals on Saturday for Division One. So yeah, we would definitely deep dive into that because once you said everybody jumped into Olentangy's bracket, it made me look, and we got six districts here. Four are the everybody, four are the Central Ohio, but two of those districts play teams coming from Southwest. So a
right,
lot of teams didn't want to go that way.
yeah,
Some
Lakota
teams,
West has got a yeah. Lakota West is kind of
oh,
looked at as a favorite right now, and I
and
know
they'll be coming
Colorane's
up here
pretty
for the
strong.
regional.
Yeah, so that'll
Hmm.
be interesting.
So,
Division
oh,
two,
absolutely.
I
So
think that's a one-team race right now. I mean, Westerville North. I don't know if anybody in Division Two is going to have a chance to beat them. I mean,
no,
Big Walnut's halfway decent, and New Albany,
no,
Northland.
no,
14 Licking Heights, Northland, but none of them look like
no,
they're in the category to beat
no.
Westerville North. They're going to waltz
They
their
would,
way to a championship there,
yeah,
I
they
think.
they would definitely represent the Central District going to the
There
state,
are
unless
four district
something
champions
drastic.
though in that Division Two, so we're going to see a few teams with
Yeah,
maybe even barely 500 records that are going to win district championships. So,
it is possible. It is definitely possible. So,
and I look at D3, and that's mostly the
yeah.
CCL bracket. Uh,
Hmm.
Hartley Hartley's going to end up having to play DeSales probably for a district championship, provided they
Hmm.
win, and Watterson's down on the other end of the bracket, so they're
Hmm.
probably favored to win that bracket. They're going to have a little competition though from Centennial and maybe Walnut Ridge, who could come up and bite you now and then, and I tell you what, Columbus South is playing really well. They're up in Hartley's bracket.
Yeah,
They're 16-4. They've been kind of a quiet 16-4 there. They got a
yeah,
nice ball club, and I think Raymond does a really nice job there.
yeah. He does, but I just don't see it. I don't see anybody mess with Hartley this year again. Um, and then that other one, the lower bracket. If you can make Watterson score, because Watterson's games are 30s, low 40s. If you can get up and down and force them into playing faster than they want to, you got a chance, man. But if you're gonna play at their pace and just walk it up and let them sit in that zone, it's gonna be
Yeah, they're
tough, man.
big.
Because
They're big
they're
and
strong.
athletic
Yeah,
inside. You know,
yeah.
you they
A
they
bunch of
they
football
play the way
players.
that the Vince Lombardo likes to play, and his
Hmm.
teams all have played the same. I mean, you can look at this team and look at the team 10 years ago, and then they play the same way every year, and it's successful. It's a
Hmm.
program oriented ball. So yeah, they got a
Hmm.
good team. I liked them when I saw them against DeSales. I thought they played pretty nice ball game.
Yeah, yeah, they're pretty. Like I said, bunch of football players, big strong boys, man. So, you don't think you're going to be able to just run your sets and get seconds, and you got to be real. Centennial has a chance. Warner Ridge has a chance, but you have to be disciplined. And like I said, you got to make them play faster than they want to play. That's what Trotwood did. They sort of sped them up at times, pressured them in the turnovers. But whoo,
Well,
I don't know.
looking at Division Four, Jonathan Alder's got the top seed there. They're
Mm-hmm,
16-5. They're in the upper part of the bracket, and then the The lower part is River Valley. They're 17-5. So those are probably the two teams that are favored. Of course, Johnstown's having a nice year. They're 16-5, and then uh, up top Heath, which is also from the Licking County League, they're 17-4. So those are probably the chief threats to upend either one of those two favorites. I think Jonathan
Right.
Lawler's got a really good program going,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
they've got a good thing
Absolutely.
going. So yeah, those look like kind of the three teams right there, the three or four teams that I think are going to come out of D
Right.
four.
Now River Valley's pretty good. I haven't seen, I see the record, but I haven't seen them or heard too much,
They have two
I
really
told you.
really good players. They have two players that are like 20 points a game or better. So they're kind of a
Ooh.
two-man gang. They got one guy that's 6'5", and the other's like 6'4". So I mean they're
Oh,
pretty big and they can score. So yeah,
okay.
they've got a decent team. They made a run last year too. I believe they won the
Right.
district and went on to regional last year. So they got a pretty good program there.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
D
You
five.
said, uh-huh.
D5, I mean, Columbus Academy got the number one seed, and they're going to they're going to probably win their district semifinal, I would think. And I mean, they're the favorite up there. Reedy is the third seed, and they're up in the top part of those bracket too. And Academy and Reedy have already played each other twice this year in the league, and I believe they split.
Right.
So
Yeah, I think they did. But
so that'll be pretty good. And then down in the bottom half, you got Africentric, and Africentric's going to have. They're got to be the favorite for sure based on their talent, but they're going to have Fredericktown, who's still undefeated, even though they're the four seed. And you got that Mount Gilead, as I mentioned earlier, they're 16-4. You got Fairbanks 20-2. You got a lot of these teams with good
mm-hmm.
records, but they
Mm-hmm.
obviously don't play the competition that Africentric does. But uh,
Right.
it could make things interesting.
Yeah, man, that tournament is a different monster, man. So
Then D
yeah,
six,
I don't know.
D6, I see Grandview as being the favorite there. They're 15-5. They're the one seed, and it's really a kind of a weak division to be honest with you. I think number two is forgot who got number two. Tree of Life got number two. They're the 17-5, and then West Jeff 15-6 at number three. So yeah, I think Grandview should be the team to beat in that
Hmm.
district, which frankly isn't very strong. So we'll see
Right.
how that shakes out. So
Okay. That was six.
that's six, and then finally seven. Hopefully, we don't have any more than seven divisions here going forward because this is an awful lot of teams in the
Oh,
tournament, isn't it?
oh my goodness.
uh,
it's bad when you just have to win one or two games to win a district championship in Division One and Two. That's
right.
it's too thin. It's
Yeah, I think honestly, the people that I've talked to, they wish that they would have expanded to maybe four. They went from four divisions. Maybe they would have gone to five and seen how that worked out instead of making that huge jump
yes,
from four to seven.
yes,
But that's
yes.
my opinion. But they want to give
Hmm.
trophies to everybody. They feel good about
Yes,
that.
sir.
So
That's it. That's it. That's exactly it.
D
Hmm.
D7 D7 the favorite Shekinah Christian from over Plain City
Hmm.
over around Plain City. They're 21-1. They got the
Hmm.
number one seed, and they should be okay. And they're in the same bottom bracket with Danville, the number two seed,
Danville.
who's 18-3. And then up top, the favorites are what we got up here. I'm looking here. Uh,
So we got Genoa Christian.
Genoa Christian and Millersport, yeah, three and the four.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's our.
Now that's interesting that at Danville chose to go down there and play them in the district semifinals.
Yep.
As far as Shekinah Christian, as opposed to having to meet up in the final district finals. They want to be in
Well,
the semifinals. That's tough.
they might know something. They've done some
Yeah,
scouting. Maybe they think
that's
Shekinah doesn't
definitely what
play
it
a real
is.
strong schedule. Maybe they think they're a better team to face off against. I don't know.
Yeah,
Coaches do the scouting. They know what they want. So there's some coaches that used to
that's
tell me
tough.
There were some coaches that used to tell me in the draw they would want to play the morning game, or they would want to stay away from the morning game. They would schedule not necessarily the opponent, but what time the game was, because they didn't want the teams to
Yeah,
sit around all night and play at 9 o'clock, or they didn't want to get up and play that 9 o'clock a.m. game and have to drive an hour to get there. So people used to. I've heard people that used to pick their
that's what
opponent.
I did. That's what I
Okay.
did, especially later on. I said, man, we're not gonna play these early games, these 10 o'clock district finals. Not, but we did not want to. I did not want to play the 8 o'clocks. So anywhere in the middle.
All right. You didn't want
But
to have to
but I
keep.
would.
What were your
But
reasons for not wanting to play at 8 o'clock? You just not want your kids to have to sit around and think about it all day, or
yeah, I didn't want to be out that late, Steve. I'm trying to be home, or if I'm
past your
out that late,
bedtime?
I'm out scouting.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. No, that was just personal, man. I didn't want to play that late game. But whatever the best way was, if I could choose the time, then I would. But other than that, it was wherever we felt our best route to win a district and possibly region, and was that's what we
Well,
selected. That's
folks
what
always like to make a big fuss about, well, they jumped on us, they picked us, they went into our bracket. There's a lot of different reasons why people do it. They don't necessarily, that
I. Hmm.
whether they think they can beat the team or not. I mean, you got to beat somebody at one point of the way to get through.
Hmm.
Somebody might want to play the good team in the semifinals and avoid, you win that game, you might have an easier game going forward. So there's a lot
Sure,
of
you're gonna
reasons
have to
why
play him
people.
sometime.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah.
reasons for people jump on the brackets the way they do. There's a strategy about it. So,
Hmm. Hmm.
of course, now with the max
Yeah.
preps, they've got the seedings a little bit different. You don't sit at the meeting now and argue about who the number one and the number two and all that is. So that's all taken care of you by the max
Right.
preps RPI system now. What do you think
Right.
about that?
I don't like it,
No.
but it is what it. I mean, I'm not involved, so I really don't know the nuances of it. Just for what I've heard, and so I mean, I guess it's good. I don't know, but I like to see where guys vote and see what the coaches think about it. I like to see him like, oh, he thought he had us this low, and see that's the reason. That's sometimes you say, oh, he had us this low. Okay, well, we want to play them right away. Well, I want to show them.
Okay.
So but I like to see where guys had us ranked, and but I'm not involved, so
I mean, I kind of think the RPI system kind of rewards you for the schedule that you played. I mean, for
okay,
instance, Reynoldsburg playing one of the best schedules in the state and being 13-6. I mean, they read into that. They've got them seeded fourth or fifth, despite six
right,
losses. So I think it
right.
does tend to reward people who are trying to go out and play people. I think, and the league you're
I'm
in,
with you.
rewards the league that you're in as well if you're playing in a good schedule. So I don't think
Hmm.
it's all bad, but hey, I'm not a
Okay,
coach.
right.
I don't want to
I
have
don't
that
know.
motivation like you do to see who's dissing you.
Right, right. Yeah, absolutely. Well, Steve, man, I appreciate it, and man, I'm excited because it's tournament time. It's the best time of the basketball season.
The
we get through the regular season to get to the real season.
the
So
big question though, that going into the Coliseum, back to the fairgrounds. What's your food of choice at the fairgrounds?
you know what? I don't know. I haven't eaten anything there. I don't think, man.
No, everybody's
Even
got their favorites. That's why I was asking. People
okay,
used to
tell me
like their
yours.
ice cream, and people like their chicken sandwich, and I just wondered if you had a go to
Now,
cuisine there.
now, what is yours? Because now I'm gonna have to try the chicken sandwich. And what else? What's
Well,
yours?
I don't really have one, to be honest with you. I usually try to take a lunch with me, try to eat a little healthier if I can. So,
Right, I got you.
being stuck in the barn all day, I try to take a turkey sandwich with me or something. So, but
Absolutely. Now you're gonna have me going to get a chicken sandwich, man. I now have to see what it's like.
gotta try one of them.
Yes, sir.
Well, I hope
Well,
to
all
still
right.
see
Well,
you down at the barn, Sean.
oh, absolutely, absolutely. We would definitely cross paths, man. And once again, I really appreciate your time, Steve, man, and your knowledge.
All right, we'll do this again next week.
Yes, sir. Take care. Have a great one.
All right, you too, buddy. Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we appreciate you sticking around with us, coming to check us out, man. Please leave a comment. Let us know, how we could do better, what you would like to see more of, man, and we're going to try to make it happen. Please come back next week. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification button because every Tuesday we own it, baby. So don't miss it. So, as always, one love, take care, and please be safe out there. God bless.